Jai Hind everyone. This is the English translation of the Ashish Haldiniya show. As in our last video, the film plan that is going on with Rahul Gandhi in Delhi since past 3-4 days, we discussed. Today, I am going to discuss this you in detail. Before you, I am going to present my views regarding what is best for you and your family. If you and your family are flourishing, then how can not a nation flourish? As a nation is built by you and your children. It is in our best interest to think in ways how the ruling government at large is impacting your livelihood. The rupee is falling against dollar, as now $1 is equal to almost 80 rupees, and the increase in imports is causing the inflation currently nationwide. In fact, we don't have dollars for import. The debt of the nation is rising day by day. After independence, it is for the first time that the cost of one individual is equivalent to 1,25,000. The production has been falling since 2014, and the rest of the trouble was brought by the coronavirus. The unemployment problem is at its peak, as 45 crores people are unemployed. And within next couple of years, 15 crores unemployed individuals will be added to the record. Be it the price of mustard oil or petrol or diesel reflect an unprecedented rise. Does the inflation reflect achhe din as promised by Modi? Neither of us think so. Just do the math yourself and see how the calculations show how much money have you spent since 2019 and compare it to the government before Modi. If we talk about foreign affairs, Kashmiris are being killed and Pakistan's confidence is rising day by day. The Chinese government is invading India and setting up colonies, and the ruling government in India is on mute. The government is absorbed in the film flam of 56-inch chest. The entire nation had to suffer dishonor due to the statements of Nupur Sharma. The Prime Minister's constant turning of disasters into opportunity is because of the layer of shamelessness embedded in his personality. He remains unaffected by the problems of the nation. Let's talk about politics now. You must remember the previous presidential election. BJP didn't talk to its supporters, and instead Amit Shah announced His Majesty at the press conference, and they assigned Rajnath Singh the responsibility of talking to the opposition parties. However, BJP compared to 2019 presidential election has weakened in 2022. To make the presidential candidate win, the BJP doesn't have enough votes in 2022. After today, whatever elections that are going to take place, be it legislature or state election, Congress will be up against BJP in full force. As you have seen in Himachal Pradesh, BJP has lost the election badly. Gujarat from 2002 to 2017, having everything, BJP has weakened in Lok Sabha. Modi's dramatic attempt to defame Congress party in Surat with narratives such as Congress along with Pakistan is after his life didn't work either. If we look at the Gujarat election in 2017, to make 77 to 99, 11 seats were necessary. How did BJP weaken in Gujarat? Let's have a look. In 2002, 127 seats. 2007, 117 seats. 2012, 115 seats. 2017, 99 seats. These figures show an eye-opening perspective about voters' choice in Gujarat. In the coming election in Gujarat, truth will finally come out. Let's talk about Chhattisgarh now. After fighting Raman Singh, BJP is not capable of repeating 2018 results in the upcoming election. Chhattisgarh lost elections in 2018 and will lose in 2023 as well. Now, let's talk about Madhya Pradesh. After 2014, BJP has weakened in MP also. The BJP exhibits a relation with the Indians as Britishers exhibit a relation with the Indians during the colonial rule. Be it the loot of resources or increase in hatred amongst Hindus and Muslims, all the activities related to colonial rule, the ruling government threatens any opposition party with the violence. The police, influenced by BJP, entered the Congress office and created a ruckus. Their slogan was, "Ghar mein ghus kar marenge." BJP can't confront China but can attack the offices of Congress. Now, let's talk about Rajasthan. Here, to the BJP government has weakened in the state assembly after 2014 elections. In 2018, Congress came to power in Rajasthan. CM Ashok Gehlot is all set to break the tradition and became a chief minister again. Now let's have a look at BS Yediyurappa, Karnataka. How did the governance begin there? Everybody knows. Although this time Congress preparation and unity and BJP's lack of accountability will work, now the BJP members feel incapable of winning elections in several states. In 2024, the return back of Modi's government looks too difficult. The internal conflict amongst the BJP remains and BJP finds it extremely difficult to get out their own woven network. We have 252 MPs, said one cabinet minister. If there was no partnership between RSS and BJP, the government would have fallen on its face. And now the probability says that in the upcoming elections, the loss of 51 seats is a given. And here is the breakdown of how. In West Bengal, Mamata Banerjee wouldn't like any kind of infiltration by other parties, and MP Arjun Singh has already started the process of establishing the TMC party. Other than this, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Maharashtra are all dependent on the slogan Jai Shri Ram. Never ever in the history of Indian democracy we have seen usage of religion to support pervious agendas. In Maharashtra, however, 2 of NCP members are in jail due to ED findings. Still, PM Modi must know the NCP, Shiv Sena and INC will form an alliance to defeat BJP. All the states that I have mentioned, Bharatiya Janata Party is bound to lose seats in all of them. Now let's talk about Bihar. The way Tejasvi has made himself noted by the communities living barely above the poverty lines is commendable. These communities have lost faith in BJP and hence the BJP is set to lose in Bihar. Prashant Kishore seems to be a person who likes to flip around narratives to create controversies in his favor. In such circumstances, his bifurcation of narratives continues to damage any political party he is associated with. However, the voters are able to sense it for themselves. Nonetheless, his political strategies will cause a loss to BJP. Now, if Bharatiya Janata Party gets around 242 or 252 seats, these numbers will still allow Modi to wrap up his party, called BJP. There is an immense possibility that BJP is also heading towards Jai Shri Ram. Respected viewers, you might wonder why I went to describe the state of BJP instead of talking about Rahul Gandhi. It is because all these matters that I discussed is directly related to Rahul Gandhi. And it is related to the questioning Rahul Gandhi has been put forth by the ED. BJP is well aware of its status in several states. So framing Rahul Gandhi in a money laundering case seems a good alternative to distract the mass of voters to set a narrative which BJP themselves are guilty of. I will be discussing the Gujarat model from 2002 to 2012 in the upcoming videos of mine. Fear is the tool which BJP is dependent on. And due to this tool, the leaders of Congress either left the party or joined Bharatiya Janata Party. Hiran Pandey passed away while Narhari became a land survivor. A TMC leader due to ED CBI joined BJP. In Andhra Pradesh, 4 of TDP's members who are part of Rajya Sabha have joined Congress, also of which one was a rich person who loved the strategy of invading Rahul Gandhi's belief in himself by an ED. BJP is now trying to destroy Rahul Gandhi's as well as Congress using the tools of suppression and neglect. However, Modi has forgotten that Rahul Gandhi is a child of Gandhi family. In AICC meetings, Rahul Gandhi said that if you want power, then it is better that you leave the Congress party. Today, whatever is happening in Congress, it is happening under the leadership of Rahul Gandhi. Rahul even said in Youth Congress Sammelan that if you feel afraid, then you can leave the Congress party. Modi ji, doesn't even remember that be it demonetization, GST, farmers' protest, land reward bill, or coronavirus, Rahul's views and prediction turned out to be true. Modi ji forgot that in the recent meetings in Udaipur, Rahul said, I don't feel afraid. I am not a fraud under the disguise of development of the people. Congress has to field work and connect with the voters on a field level. And this is happening. People are connecting with Rahul Gandhi on a field level. And by 2024, Rahul will have ended the politics of hate, division, and economic depression. Today's circumstances aren't different from the pre-independence era. The religious divide between Hindu and Muslim is on rise. Modi ji has to speak 10 lies to suppress one truth of Rahul Gandhi. We only have one leader who is talking about problems of the nation, and that is Rahul Gandhi. Do give a thought to what I have said. Narendra Modi is scared of Rahul Gandhi and he is misusing his powers to discredit Rahul Gandhi and the work done by Gandhi family since India got its independence. The hunt for scapegoat to blame all the problems on will end. When the public learns to hear, see, and observe the truth that is taking place in Indian politics. This was all for today. See you in the next video.